Friends, today is the last day of August, 31st of August. It's Monday, it's my day off, and I'm back in my room, my quarters here in the rectory, and taking a look at today's gospel, which is one of my favorite gospels. It was the gospel that was read at my ordination to the priesthood in 1977. And so it has always remained close to my heart. And the mission of Jesus, I hope, is my mission as well. We've transitioned from the Gospel of Matthew to the Gospel of Luke. And we begin in the Gospel of Luke. There's a whole section on the birth of Jesus, the childhood of Jesus, the birth and all that surrounds the what we call the infancy narrative of Jesus, followed by his baptism in the Jordan, in which the Spirit comes upon him. And then in the 4th chapter, in Nazareth, he begins his public ministry. In the synagogue, he selects a passage from the scriptures to read. And it's a passage from the prophet Isaiah. A passage that is familiar, I think, to all of us. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to captives, recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, and to proclaim a year acceptable to the Lord. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. And as the Gospel of Luke continues, and we'll see that the next few days and weeks and months, all the way up to the end of the liturgical year, how Jesus, in his words, in his works, fulfills the prophecies of Isaiah. We would say that if Jesus were a politician, this would be his inaugural address. If Jesus were a new pastor, maybe a new bishop, maybe even a new pope, this would be his mission statement, And what that statement is a kind of culmination, a pulling together of the passionate longing of people for a Savior. From the very beginning, from creation itself, once paradise was lost, that seed of hope was planted through the revelation of God to Israel, that one day a Messiah would come who would fulfill this longing, this desire, this urge in us for a Savior, a Messiah, who would bring about freedom from captivity, freedom from sin, freedom from death, freedom from alienation from God, humankind and God alienated through sin. And yet, now, with the birth of Jesus and the beginning here of his public ministry, the divine and the human are united in the great mystery of the Incarnation, in which God, in the person of Jesus, comes into the world, takes our flesh, lives among us, suffers and dies for us, to bring about that great reconciliation. Israel was, of course, the light to the nations, but that light awaited the Messiah. And now that light has come. That light has come in the person of Jesus Christ. And we give joy and we rejoice at his coming. As I say, as the days continue, as we read this Gospel of Luke, we will begin to see how the words of the prophet are fulfilled, that Jesus will bring glad tidings to the poor, proclaiming liberty to captives, recovery of sight to the blind, letting the oppressed go free. Hold that thought as we begin this great Gospel of St. Luke, and we'll see you tomorrow, the 1st of September.